What is up, everybody's here, and I am back, sort of. I am dusting off the old laptop that I kind of almost forgot that I had, and I'm currently sitting on my bed in my room, and rendering UHC battles. So I'm going to do a bit of a life update and then get into the UHC Season 19 recap. Almost messed that up. And so yeah, life update. What has happened? Computer's still dead. I've done everything short of taking it apart. I actually kind of started taking it apart. The case is open. I was kind of looking in it, but I'm not a tech savvy guy, so I know what I'm looking at. I just don't know what to do about it. So, but I am about to go on vacation. I'm actually leaving the morning after. The morning after I'm recording this, so I should already be on vacation, maybe even back from vacation by the time this comes out. But yeah, so other life update stuff. I'm either gonna try to fix my computer or get a new one. I'm leaning towards the latter, but that's just me. Student loans are due starting December, so that's great. Besides that, everything else is pretty standard. So, yeah, let's talk about UHC Season 19. Got the leaderboard up on my phone. And, so yeah, Season 19, we did cities again. It was teams of 3, if I remember correctly. As myself, Aces, and Big B. We were Team ABBA, A-B-B-A. So, and we had a good season. We started out pretty well. My hopes for Iron Man were dashed pretty quickly due to some silverfish, and I forgot that they updated to silverfish blocks breaking instantly. So I never experienced that yet. Like, I haven't seen the silverfish outside of the stronghold. So, but yeah, that happened. Besides that, things are pretty standard, pretty slow. Cave phase was smooth. No sneaky creepers or Benny Hill moments. Let's see what else. It's been a little bit since the season ended. And I know we had some long bathroom breaks. Asus was in the restroom for like an hour's worth of footage. It seems he definitely went 3 episodes in a row. But while we were waiting to go to the Nether, it was actually kind of a good thing that that he did that, because we were looking to go into the Nether, and I don't know if we would have went right away, but turns out Shawson's team and Canucks team met in the Nether, and Shawson had a notch apple, but it unfortunately didn't work because it was a 3-on-1 battle. Bagel died first, then Shawson, and then Abel hit a pigman and died to that, which almost worked in his favor because I went after the yellow team next, and they just barely managed to escape. In doing so, they broke the portal, and by the time that we went through the portal, it took us in the middle of the ceiling. So we were screwed at that point. Our chances of getting potions were screwed, at least. So we went back. But yeah, if we went through at the time that we intended to, we probably could have either ended up in the middle of that, or running into pigmen on the other side, which would not have been good. So, but after that, made our way to the surface, moved in a little bit more, found enough diamonds to make some pants, and moved into 0-0. Turns out that the gray team was already there. They had built a they took the tallest building and surrounded it in lava, and basically made that their base. And then we showed up, started fighting them. Blue team showed up on another building, so we had this kind of like triangle, triple threat fight going on. Asus was going to dig underneath. I was in the middle of the city, shooting up through a staircase up at the gray team. And Big B was back at our original building when yellow team shows up, sneaks up, climbs up on the building, knocks Big B off to his death. I think Canuck got credit for that kill, and that caused Aces and I to scramble back to that base, and we got into a melee. Aces got there first, and then I went up after, so Weather and Dan were in between us. And Dan got pinged by Naxer out of all that. Like, Naxer just sniped a kill, stole it from Aces. And then Weather ran and jumped off the building, tried to land in water, but ended up in a tree instead. I went after him. I thought Canuck was still up on the building with us, but turns out that he went back down to the bottom, I think to get Big B's stuff. And so, when I jumped off, I saw him down there. I was like, uh-oh. Tried to fight him, and he completely outsmarted me and killed me. And Aces dropped down, just barely beat Canuck. I had half a heart. He was going to run away, but decided, nah, I'm going to die in battle. And went back up to the top of our building just to get sniped by Joda. So Joda got his first kill. Then the blue team finally shows up, which was Killer, Dennis, and Zalpha. Smidjay got killed just before our big melee. So just Sailor and Boo on the gray team, Naxer, Panda, and Joda on the black team. I think I call them the blue team, but they were actually the black team. And the blue team was, Killer, Dennis, and Zalpha. Those three were in the building next to the gray team, shooting across at the black team, who were looking for a way in. And then blue team, and then the Cielo arrow incident occurred, which I'll get to in a minute. But Cielo died, and then blue team moved their way through the gray team's building to get to the black team. Joda somehow managed to avoid them, and then ended up flanking from behind. He ran in on his own, unfortunately. Ended up dying. His teammates tried to go in to save him, and they got Zalpha, but the black team got wiped out. So it's Dennis and Killer versus Boo. So they make their way up to the building. Boo has her own non-chapel. She puts up a good fight, but unfortunately is slain. And Killer, Dennis, and Zalpha win yet another UHC for all of them, becoming pretty much the winningest team that we've probably ever seen. Killer has his 5th win. Zalpha has his 4th win and 3rd in a row. Dennis has his 2nd win and his first kill. He killed Naxer, I believe it was. One of the two, Naxer or Panda. Or no, it was Joda. He killed Joda? I think it was one of those three. It's been a while. So yeah, congrats to them. It was a good UHC. I have no complaints about anything. Everything went pretty much smoothly. The world border and thus permaday happened a day late. We thought it was an episode later than it actually was, or episode earlier than it actually was. We were thinking it was episode 3 when it was really 4. So, but besides that, things went smoothly. Nothing to complain about in that sense. There are a couple things I note to get out of the way. I guess one main thing. Well, I guess two. One of them was about the world border being too slow for this season. I think Lemons wanted a faster world border, but everybody wants it to be slower. I'm still in the 40-minute club. It was set for 50 this season, and I approved that. And I was like, wait, we got permaday on, so it's not even going to matter. So I think 40 would have been ideal, but 50's not bad. But yeah, I think 40 minutes is the perfect time for a close. And the other thing was the gray team's tower, a sky base. You know, what is a sky base? So yeah, they had the tallest tower, and surrounded it in lava, so there's lava all down all sides of the building. And question is, does that count as a sky base? In my opinion, it does not, because a sky base is, you look at season 10 with the dick butt thing. That would be considered. It's not really. It's more of an art, but going up to the build limit and building something and staying up there that's sky basing. Building up way high above everybody else and just camping up there would be considered a sky base. Season 16 would have been another example with Killer, but he went up and bridged across, and I think he had intentions of dropping in at some point, maybe, but yeah. So I don't think that's a sky base. They basically took what was already there and just made it into their base. And it wasn't impossible to get into. They made it difficult, but it's not impossible. So I think it's kind of, if you really want to push it, I would say it's kind of on the line, maybe. It's kind of in that gray area. Something that might be frowned upon, but it's not strictly illegal. So yeah, I don't count it. There were 3 interesting death situations that I had to consider for the leaderboard. I get credit for a kill on Weather, even though he ran off the building. I did not knock him off, so I did not credit myself for that, which is kind of a shame because I would have had my 9th kill, but it's whatever. Nixer got a kill on Smidjay, but the bow didn't make that ding noise when it hit. But the game gave him credit for it. I mean, truly gave credit. My kill was on the scoreboard, but Nixer's kill was also in the chat, where it says Smidjay was shot by Nixer. So it's like more concrete, I think. So he got the kill for that one. And then the big one was Cielo got shot by an arrow, and that didn't belong to anyone, supposedly. And at the time we thought that he just shot himself, like he updated a trapdoor, which there are a bunch of trapdoors around, and we thought that he updated one, and the arrow like continued its trajectory into his foot. But after video evidence, conveniently by me, I was not looking at Cielo at the time. I was watching Killer and them, but watching it back, it's pretty clear that Killer shot at Cielo and it hit him, and so he gets credit for that one. So, and in doing so, that puts Killer in the lead, 3 points ahead of Nixer, 267 points to 264. They're pretty much the only 2 people left eligible to win the Series 2 championship that I'm doing for the leaderboard. Aces was just within that cutoff line at 37 points back, but that was before I updated Killer's kill on Cielo. So now he's just on the outside with 40 points back. Then Shostin and Cookie rounding out the top 5. Cielo, myself, Dennis, Mary, and Muck in the top 10. Joda, Zalpha, Boo, Weather, Canuck in 15th. Dan is in 16th and looking for other people to play. Smidjay 23rd, Bagel 24th, Panda 27th, Abel 29th, and Big B in 32nd. So yeah, that's the leaderboard. So for me personally, it's usually when I do the things I did well, things I did wrong. Things I did well was most of the stuff. Yeah, I think I did combat mostly well. Against Weather, definitely. Things I did wrong, it was pretty much, just dumb mistakes as usual. Panicking and stuff. The moment that killed me was definitely jumping off the building after Weather. I thought Canuck was still up on the building, so jumping off would have meant that I would be safe, and I could collect Weather's stuff, but it did not work out that way. So Canuck definitely outplayed me in that battle. I was thinking about it off and on. And there's times where I felt really frustrated with myself about it, because it's like a lot of the old UHCs, or a lot of previous UHCs, my death was due to dumb mistakes, and this one was no different. But it's a game, it's UHC, it's something that I'm passionate about, but it's still a game. So, but yeah, I should not have jumped off. I also think that maybe Aces and I could have stayed where we were. We were in the middle of everything, but it would have been interesting to see all of us, maybe even the blue team getting involved, and we're all just kind of in our own buildings. It would have been interesting to see how that would have played out. But hey, so I think that's everything for this UHC. I don't have any big talking points for this one. It was a good UHC. I don't know where I would rank it amongst all the others. It's definitely in the upper field, maybe upper mid card, somewhere along there. Definitely a top 10. Definitely not a bottom 10. Definitely better than last season. So next season, season 20, will be the two big teams. Nixer and Killer will be team captains, assuming that they both show up. If they don't, then I'm just going to go down the leaderboard until we find someone who does show up. So details on that will happen as they come. For me, this UHC should happen in January or February. If my laptop can still handle Minecraft and recording at the same time, then I'll do that. But if not, then I might have to miss this. The fact that my laptop is running pretty decently right now is a good sign. So, I can at least attempt to play it. So my chances are a little bit higher. But there's still a chance I could miss it, and I don't want to. But I do have the questions, the planning questions ready to go already. So I can post them pretty soon. Well, in December at least. Yeah, hopefully I can either get my computer fixed or at least save up enough money for another one in the near future. I got my birthday and Christmas coming up, so maybe I'll get a little bit of cash from that, but who knows. But yeah, what else? Season 20, like I said, it's the end of Series 2. We'll crown a champion. And then Season 21 will be Series 3. I'm going to make some adjustments to some of the leaderboard stuff. Namely the notch apples, because we've had another 2 notch apples this season. And they're not as powerful as they used to be. So I'm probably going to nerf them again, points-wise. And that's probably it. That's probably the only tweak. So yeah, so that's gonna do for me. Kept it under 20 minutes, so cool. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I shall hopefully see you all pretty soon.